A black waitress named Kesha Johnson was mocked daily for the scars on her hands until a veteran recognized something no one else did, the faded tattoo of a military unit. "Look, Freddy Krueger showed up for work," Davidson jeered, slamming the table as laughter filled Ray's diner. Kesha, holding the coffee pot with steady precision, ignored the cruelty. At 34, she'd faced far worse than insults from mediocre businessmen who visited every Tuesday to feed their egos. Each cruel word only strengthened the silent resilience within her, a strength they'd never understand. When Davidson's accountant Brett muttered vile jokes about her burns, Kesha approached with calm grace, pouring coffee without a tremor. Her composure puzzled Davidson, whose laughter faltered when she replied evenly, "Work." They mocked her again, asking what kind of work could cause such scars. Her steady gaze silenced them for a moment. "Some stories," she said softly, "are more dangerous to tell than you think." At a back table, a man named James Wright, a veteran himself, watched in growing discomfort. Kesha's poise under verbal fire reminded him of soldiers under real ones. When her sleeve shifted, he caught sight of a military tattoo, unmistakable to trained eyes. Davidson kept pressing her, but Kesha's calm only deepened. "People like me?" she asked, voice low but commanding. Davidson smirked, calling her uneducated. James instantly recognized her stance, that controlled readiness only veterans possess. "My place?" Kesha repeated, meeting Davidson's eyes. "You have no idea what my real place is." The diner grew silent. Even the manager, Tony, hesitated to interfere. Davidson, drunk on power, called her a failure. Kesha's expression changed in the calm before a storm. "You assume the worst," she murmured. "Maybe these marks come from something noble." When he laughed again, she leaned close and whispered, "The difference between you and me, you judge by what you see. I judge by what people do when no one's watching." Davidson flinched but tried to regain control, asking if she was threatening him. "No," she said smoothly. "Just reminding you that underestimating people has consequences." Every word she spoke carried quiet authority, the kind that comes from surviving battlefields, both literal and moral. James stood and quietly approached her, whispering, "First Infantry Division, right?" "Big red one." Her eyes widened slightly. "Combat medic," she admitted. "3 tours in Iraq." James nodded. "They have no idea who they're dealing with." Moments later, Davidson began filming her, mocking her scars for the camera. But when Kesha looked into the lens, she smiled, cold, steady. "Keep recording," she said. "You'll want this for later." Calmly, she told him her camera experience came from being filmed while receiving military medals. The room shifted. People began doubting Davidson's cruelty. Then, with lethal precision, Kesha flipped the script. "By the way," she said sweetly, "what's your full name?" When he bragged, "Davidson Mitchell of Mitchell & Associates," she confirmed it publicly, noting his comments. Davidson didn't realize he'd already lost. Kesha had been recording him for months, collecting every word of his discriminatory boasting. When she revealed her recordings, legal in Texas, his world collapsed. Clients called, furious. His biggest partner accused him of unethical practices. Within minutes, the arrogant executive who once mocked her was destroyed by his own words. The video went viral. CEO humiliates decorated war veteran. Kesha Johnson, the woman he called a monster, became a national symbol of justice. 6 months later, she was a respected advocate for veterans' rights. Her scars transformed into symbols of honor. Davidson's company crumbled, his fortune vanished, and his shame became legend. When he finally returned to the diner, broken and regretful, Kesha served him coffee with calm dignity. "What happened between us wasn't a misunderstanding," she said quietly. "It was a revelation of character, yours and mine." Her story spread across the country, a reminder that true power lies not in cruelty, but in the quiet strength of those who endure, remember, and rise.